but you can't prioritize a workout or a meal prep. That's not laziness. That's just a misalignment. Like what I'm saying is you can show up for all of those things, but you can't prioritize yet a meal prep and a workout. And it's just because it's just not in alignment yet. What's going on, you guys? Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Macro Hour with Nikkiey, co-founder of WarriorBabe. And on this podcast, we talk about mindset, methodologies, and tactics that will help you lose body fat, build muscle, be strong, and feel insanely confident. I am your host, Nikkiey, and welcome to episode number 273. Y'all, before we even dive in, if you're watching this home video, my eyes probably look so glassy right now. And I just need to call that out because I'm seeing myself in the video. And for anybody that's on the East Coast, you guys know I'm from Philly, Pennsylvania. We got rocked with some electrifying thunderstorms last night. Like insane. Like pretty much the lightning was acting as if the lights were on in the house. Like, and nonstop. And then accompanied with the lightning within 3 seconds was massive thunder. And I felt like it went on all night long. It's one thing that I can handle thunderstorms, love them. It's the second thing, if y'all know that I have a Doberman Maverick. And if you've been following me for a while, y'all know that he does not like thunderstorms. Well, last night was the worst that I've ever encountered in his existence of 4 years. Of his whining and his shaking and his panting and his pacing. Guys, I think I got maybe an hour of sleep. And I'm like, this is welcoming me into childhood, right? Like, I don't let him sleep in the bed. And last night I was like, he's the only way he feels comfortable is allowing him to sleep in the bed. But he sleeps on top of me. Like his neck is on my neck. His body is on my body. I fell asleep in the most awkward position finally at 4 o'clock in the morning, where I'm in the corner of the bed, top right, and he's like on top of me. And I'm like barely hanging on the bed. I'm about to fall off. All in all to say, I am tired. So if anybody is on the East Coast and y'all been getting rocked with thunderstorms and maybe your dogs have been doing the same thing, I feel you. I'm in the same boat as you. And we're about to go on to, this is being recorded on Tuesday, July 1st. We're about to go on to another round tonight. So just Godspeed. Say a prayer. Anyway, it's being released on Friday. So y'all will know the week that y'all had. And I'm there with you. Anyway, today's episode, my friends. Let's get to it. Bear with me. Today's episode. First, I want to ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever said to yourself, like, I'm so lazy? I'm so lazy because you couldn't stick to a workout plan. You couldn't stick to your macro plan. And I've been there, like I get that. But the truth is it's not that you're lazy and it's not that the laziness is holding you back. It's more so that you're just in like a misalignment. Like you're not in alignment with this vision that you have or this identity that you want to become or this this strategy that you are now a part of a workout plan or a macro program. When those things don't line up, then your motivation is going to take a massive hit. So today I want to dive into like aligning those pieces for you guys so that action becomes just like automatic. It becomes so easy to do. It becomes just second nature for you guys. And you've probably heard me talk about this in one way or another in previous episodes before, but it's more so just like really latching on to the identity of who you want to become in that vision. But before we even dive into that, like, let's be real. Like that term laziness is doing you guys such a major disservice. Like you are not lazy. You've been trying to force change into a system that wasn't built to support it yet. So think about it like this. Like you show up for work, you show up for your family, you show up in any other obligation that you are responsible for. You take your kids to practice, you cook around the house, you have responsibilities, you have work obligations, you have meetings and you have events, whatever it is, you have to show up for. You show up for those things, but you can't prioritize a workout or a meal prep. That's not laziness. That's just a misalignment. Like what I'm saying is you can show up for all of those things, but you can't prioritize yet a meal prep and a workout. And it's just because it's just not in alignment yet. Without you guys having like a crystal clear vision on what you want, it's so easy to drift. It's so easy to sway away from the meal prep or the workout plan. Without you guys having like a strong identity, your mind doesn't support the action yet. And without like a smart strategy, even you guys who are so motivated and have a motivated mind, it's still going to be hard to sustain any type of change. And so what I want to do is create like this, and like that gap creates resistance. Like the gap of you have this vision, but your mind doesn't support it yet. And without strategy, you feel like you can, like even the motivated mind will have a hard time to create any type of change. It's basically what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to have to repeat a lot in this episode because I'm trying to make it make sense in my brain so that it makes sense in your brain too as well. And I'm like, my brain is probably like kaputting right now on because of this, my tiredness and my sleep. But I was like, I need to show up for you guys and bring this episode for y'all today. And like, if that gap is creating resistance, right? That's what feels like laziness. What feels like if your mind isn't yet latched on to that clear vision or latched on to that strong identity and your mind doesn't support it yet, that's where it feels like laziness because you're not motivated. Like it's a hard time to create that type of change. Okay. So when you have a vision is the most emotional fuel for your habits. So instead of saying like, I want to lose 10 pounds, which I love that goal first, but it's very like, it's a number and you may not lose 10 pounds, but you may see drastic change within your body. It's very surface level. Instead, like, let's get deeper. Like ask, who is the woman on the other end of this transformation that I want to meet? Like, what does her morning routine look like? How does she nourish her body? What's her mindset when life gets tough? And like you guys being able to see that in vivid detail. Maybe she's strong. Maybe she's resilient. Maybe she's confident enough to choose what's best for herself. Or, you know, she's present with her family. She's full of energy. She's proud of her reflection. She's proud of her progress. She's proud of X, Y, and Z. The clearer the image, the faster the alignment will take over and your habits start landing without any type of struggle. This is where you start to close that gap. When you can see this vivid picture of the person that you want to become, and I've talked about this many times in many different episodes previously, when you can paint that picture and you can see it vividly and you can see how she's showing up, how she's acting, what her habits look like, what she's doing first thing in the morning, she's drinking the water, and you're staying consistent with doing that actually in the reality of what you're in right now, you start to close that gap. And now all of these, and you start to live in the alignment now in the present moment on a daily basis. And then the habits just start to land and you start to see yourself not like doing these habits regularly and looking back 3 months from that, like when you're doing it for 3 months, looking back, you can't imagine yourself not doing these habits tomorrow or the day after. Really getting into that vision of who are you becoming? Like I say that all the time. It's like, not it's who am I now? It's who am I becoming? Who am I working to be? What does she look like? Like, right. I always use the story of me having no idea what I was doing at the beginning of my journey, no idea how to work out, no idea how to eat right. Like I was very ignorant to nutrition. Like I didn't know it until I got obsessed with learning about it and then implementing it into my day to day. But I would always see this vision of myself being strong, being confident, being feeling sexy in my body, winning all of those shows that I won. When I was in my bodybuilding era, like I saw that vision so vividly and I like understood how that person was showing up. And it was being disciplined. It was when the hard times come, it's like, you know, being able to get through them with discipline and with grit and with determination, with persistence. More so also being patient with myself, knowing that mistakes are going to happen. I'm going to have days where I'm tired and I'm not going to show up 110%. And that's okay. Some days look like 10% while the next day may look like 80%. That's okay. Right. So it's like I knew that this was how my trajectory was unfolding, but I was living that on a regular daily basis. And then the next step that I started to like fall into was identity. You're not trying to be disciplined. Like on my day-to-day, like I wasn't trying to be disciplined. Like I was disciplined. Like you are disciplined. Your brain has to believe that. Like it's the ancient trap. Like when I have time, I'll work out. That's what a lot of people say. But no, it's like I am a woman who works out. And you have to really say those declarative statements to yourself on a daily basis. Like, oh, when I'll have time today, I'll work out. You can't live that way. If you have this vision of you wanting to feel sexy in your bikini, or you wanting to have longevity and add years to your life, or you wanting to feel, a type of way when you step in the room with your partner, whatever, how you feel naked. Like you can't live in like, oh, well, if I have time today, I'm going to get to the gym. No, I'm a woman who works. Like your future self, the woman that you're future casting to be in that vision that you have, already has the identity of someone who works out, because that person has accomplished so much. They've accomplished all of these results. They've accomplished losing the inches, losing the pounds, and more importantly, the mindset of like, oh, it's not just a number I'm chasing, it's a lifestyle I'm chasing. And that's a part of the identity flip. And this doesn't happen overnight. And I've said that in so many episodes before. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of rewiring new habits and unwiring the old habits that don't serve you. But more importantly, like you are showing up using these declarative statements. You're like, I am someone who nourishes my body with intention. I am somebody who seeks out eating healthy on a daily basis because it makes me feel good. I am someone who seeks out filling my body with the right hydration and the right nutrition. And hey, while you're listening, if you're getting value from this episode, take a moment to tap that review button or share this podcast with a friend. It's a small gesture that goes a long way in helping more women find their way to feeling stronger and more confident in their skin. I appreciate you so much for taking the time to support this show. Like, let me just be real transparent with you guys and real honest with you guys, because this is a part of the journey. I'm 10 years in, but let me be real, where those 10 years haven't been 100% on a yearly basis. There have been years where it's probably been like I showed up 70%. There's been years where I've showed up 20%. This is a year right now, you guys, that maybe I've shown up about 30% for myself. Until last week, I was like, this is a hard stop. Obviously, some of you guys know that I'm in a new relationship, and there's been some things that come along with a new relationship of trying to intertwine those, your two lives together. And alcohol on a weekly basis has become something that's just been like, oh, we're going out and we're grabbing a drink. We're having tacos. Let's have a margarita. We're going out with friends. Let's have a drink. And last week I was like, this is not how I roll. I'm not really an alcoholic person, even just a drink. Y'all know that that's not, like, some of you guys could be listening to this episode who have been out with me and had a drink, and I don't even finish it. So last week I was like, all right, like 6 weeks, I'm dialing it back. No alcohol at all. Because I want to, like, that's me, and the vision that I have for myself is someone who doesn't really drink. Like, I'll have a drink here and there, but one on every weekend. And then all the vacations that I was doing, like, it just, my future self doesn't really indulge in that as frequently. So I had to have a real, like, talk with myself and with God too as well, and be like, all right, like, I want to get back to those who, like, nourishing my body the right way, eating the right way, hydrating myself the right way, because I know that alcohol gives you a lot of fog. It's poison to the body. You guys, one of the top episodes of this podcast is about alcohol. And it just provides a lot of fogginess and not good sleep, and everything of which is in the opposite direction of recovery, and also in the way that you feel in your workouts, and hormones start to go crazy, and like all of these things. I'm just like, all right, that thing needs to be cut out. But like, what I'm saying is, I am someone who doesn't do that on a regular basis, may do it once in a while, but that's part of my identity. So it's like getting back to that and living as if the person you are working towards you already are her, and how you show up to her on a daily basis. And then when I was saying that it's not easy to do this, years, like when I just put a post out on Instagram, it's like discipline looks like Monday 100%, Tuesday 5%, Wednesday 20%, Thursday 80%, Friday 90%, Saturday 10%. That's what it looks like. And I'm now spanning it over the years. 2017 100%, 2019 100%, because these are the years I was competing. 2020 2018 100%, 2019 maybe 75%, 2020 was probably like 50%, right? So it's even over a yearly span. And this is what it looks like to still, they'll be like in the creation of who you are and the vision that you want to have and the identity that you're stepping into. The identity aspect is still, you're gonna not be 100% on a daily basis or a weekly basis or even a yearly basis, but how are you showing up? Like, I'm someone who shows up even when it's hard. And that's what consistency and discipline is like. Like when you speak this way, your subconscious starts to rewire and you start to act more in alignment. You start reinforcing your identity. Even when you have these, like what I'm sharing with you guys, the transparency of like a hardcore, like check in with yourself. Like I'm reinforcing the identity. And over time, who you are starts guiding what you do without relying on willpower or relying on motivation. You start acting more in alignment with the person that you are and the person that you want to become. And the thing is, like, how I had to check back in with myself as well is identity without structure is just hope. So you have to support the identity. What are your non-negotiables? Right now, mine's not having any alcohol for 6 weeks. Put in your workouts, block those in your calendar, block the meal prep, reflect that time on a weekly basis on your calendar so you can see it every day. No excuses. So what are your non-negotiables for yourself? Because when you have this type of support and you're supporting your identity, then you're going to have structure. And with this structure, you're going to be able to lean more into the identity that you're painting for yourself and you're building for yourself. Track alignment versus the results. Like ask yourself, like, did you show up for her today? Did you show up for that future self of you today? Not how much did I lose weight today? Did I step on the scale and were there pounds down? No, it's like, how is the alignment getting more aligned on a daily basis rather than the results that you're seeing on a daily basis? Be ready for the dips. Like, what's your response to a missed workout session or a trigger meal? Then like have an automatic reset ritual, right? For me, this year is just a dip, and that's okay. You're going to have those. And it's more so getting curious and looking back as to why this dip is happening instead of being judgmental to yourself or breaking yourself down or talking yourself into a spiral of like, you know better. Why are you doing it? Like why are you showing up like this? How is your response to those situations? You're going to miss a workout session. You're going to have an off meal. You're going to have an off week. You're going to have an off month. You're going to have an off year. But what is your response to that? How do you get back after like the weekend, the 4th of July, we're coming up. It's the 4th of July right now on this episode. And how are you going to come out of this weekend, right? You're going to have time to be with friends and family. You're going to have time to maybe have a drink. You're going to have times where maybe you're not getting your workout in, and you're going to have burgers. You're going to have hot dogs and X, Y, and Z and the ice cream. Okay. But like, what is the reset ritual? What does Monday look like for you? What is your response to that? The reset ritual is like, okay, the holiday's done. You get right back to it. You get your workout done. You have your plan mapped out for your macros and your nutrition in the day. You hydrate extra because you probably didn't get that much hydration in over the weekend. It's not that coming into Monday, you beat yourself up. It's what is your response to it? And then what is the accountability? Like, these are systems, you guys, what I'm saying, rattling out right now is like systems to support your future self and systems to support your identity and the identity you're working to be born into. Accountability is huge. This helps to reinforce that identity. Accountability is like your identity GPS. Like for me, it's like, okay, accountability for 6 weeks is I got my people around me holding me accountable to that. And it's reinforcing me to get back into alignment with my identity. So what does identity look like for you? Some of you guys are part of WarriorBabe. That accountability is your coach. That accountability is on Monday, you're going to check in with her and be like, yo, like, okay, 4th of July weekend's done. I'm getting back to it. The accountability is your check-in. If you're not a part of WarriorBabe, what can that accountability look like for you? Is it reaching out to your circle, your friends, and saying, hey guys, like, all right, like maybe you have a workout partner and you need to be the one that's like, yo guys, we're getting back to it. I'm going to the gym. What about you? What time are you going? Your identity and your systems, what I just talked about, your non-negotiables, blocking your non-negotiables, putting on your calendar, tracking your alignment, tracking your results, being prepared in how your responses are to the dips, and then you having the accountability, your identity and your systems start to feed each other. And then that momentum from these things that I just said starts to build very, very, very fast. Whether it is new to you that you are working on being born into the fit, healthy, this is who I am identity. I'm a woman who works out. I'm a woman who nourishes my body. I'm a woman who X, Y, and Z, who is more in alignment to that fit identity that you're working towards. If that is you, these things will help you to get on that momentum train faster. Whether it's someone that maybe you are like me and you've been at this for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, and you've been falling off the wagon. You haven't been as consistent with your workouts. You haven't been as consistent with your nutrition. Maybe you're someone that's been having an extra drink here and there. Now it's just the way you respond to it. And with these systems, the accountability, am I showing up for her today? Did I show up for her today? You know what success feels like. You know what it feels like to be in alignment with the identity. Now it's like, if you're off that a little bit, what do you need to get back on track? What does the accountability look like? And then once you do start implementing and reinforcing these systems for yourself, that momentum is going to build very fast as well. Okay. So picture this, like your vision is so strong. You are a capable woman. Your identity is that you are her. Your strategy is a clear plan that folds into your real life, and then action follows each day. You prep your meals because that's what she does. You work out because you are the woman who cares for her body. You handle disruptions because you are that type of woman who shows up. Like, this isn't about being perfect. And I think I made that pretty clear a couple minutes ago. It's about consistent progress. And that is when the transformation becomes real and life-changing. If you are the one the bucket A of how I said you are working to build and be born into that identity, this not being perfect but consistent progress is where the transformation is going to happen. When you recognize that the vision is strong, you're a capable person, your identity is that you are her, and the strategy that you have, right? Like, you are already showing up in work, in life, for your family, for your kids, for your partner. You already you're not lazy in that aspect. And I want to kind of recircle back to what I said at the beginning. Like, it's not that you're lazy. It's just, and think about the way that you show up in those aspects. Are you perfect every single day? Heck no. The same thing applies for you working on your health and your fitness and eating right and working out. It's not about being perfect, but it's about starting to fold these things into your day consistently, because that's going to get you to be how you have the identity of a mom, how you have the identity of a employee, how you have the identity of a business owner, how you have the identity of X, Y, and Z. What did it look like to get there? That's the same thing that has to happen with your nutrition, meal prep, eating healthy, nourishing your body, hydrating, sleeping. That's all part of the identity of a fit, healthy individual. Okay. And that's where the transformation bucket 1, bucket 2, you guys know that you already are a fit and a healthy, have that identity, but it's just getting more realigned and more back into the aspect of, this is who I am, and I'm going to do better at showing up as who I am and who I've been. And I just kind of fell off for a little bit, and that's okay. There's no judgment there, but there is realignment. All right. So if you guys are in bucket A, draft your vision. Who do you want to become? Describe her in absolute 100% detail. Declare your identity? I am a woman who works out. I'm a woman who eats healthy. And whatever it is that aligns with your vision. And then pick something that you're going to implement before Monday. Like a scheduled workout, that accountability. You're going to meal prep. You're going to eat your protein. Just protein prep. Whatever it is, what is a strategic system? If it's someone in bucket B or bucket 2 or whatever I said, that's on my bucket, what is the one thing that's going to help you to be more realigned with yourself? Is it cutting out the alcohol? Is it getting back on the meal prep? Is it tracking in MyFitnessPal for a week because you haven't really been tracking, like I share in the intuitive eating podcast? Maybe it's that you haven't really been tracking, but you've been kind of like a little off the wire with the intuitive eating. So you need to kind of reel it back in, especially after holiday weekend. Maybe it's that. Whatever it is to get more in alignment with the identity that you are or the identity that you are becoming. All right, you guys. I hope this podcast helped you guys. I hope that you're going to have an amazing holiday weekend. Enjoy it. Know that you don't need to be perfect and you can get right back to it on Monday. All right. If this episode resonated with you guys, please, I ask that you just screenshot it, post it to your stories. Let me know what popped out and what resonated with you guys the most. And remember, you're not lazy. You're just not aligned yet, or you need to get realigned. And alignment is everything. When like all 3 of these things that we talked about line up, discipline isn't a chore. It's just part of who you are at that point. All right, guys, I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out. Real quick, if this episode resonated with you or gave you the push that you needed, I'd love for you to pay it forward. Drop a quick rating and review, share the podcast with someone who might need it, and help me keep spreading the word. Your feedback not only helps the show grow, but it might just be the nudge someone else needs to kickstart their transformation. Thank you so much for your support.